University, one of the best universities in Indonesia, located in the city of Makassar, South Sulawesi. Officially inaugurated on September 10, 1956, Hasanuddin University has the vision to be the center of excellence in human development, science, technology, arts and culture based on the Indonesian maritime continent. Unhas is determined to carry out its mission of creating a quality, innovative, and proactive learning space to create and disseminate knowledge of excellence and beneficial science. Since 2020, Unhas has been building multiple campuses in different regencies by offering vocational study programs that are tailored to the needs of each area. This multi-campus system shows that Unhas exists anywhere to disseminate knowledge to anyone. April 2022, the journey of Unhas was continuing by a new rector's mission to be more autonomous and a modern university in performing quality of education, research, community services, and good university governance. This is to bring Unhas into more independent and globally competitive in modern and digital society. Unhas had launched new breakthrough episodes as the next steps of the journey to being an agile and adaptable university. These episodes are organizational strengthening, digital transformation, internationalization, autonomy of the university, healthy Unhas, and strengthening of human resource. To construct an adaptive and globally needs of learning space, Unhas has organized a diverse education and research infrastructure. Unhas has 17 faculties and schools with more than 200 of study programs. To support the learning process, Unhas provides high-quality facilities and equipped with advanced technology. Unhas Library with e-library service. Unhas Hospital. Dental Hospital. Marine Station in Baranglompo Island, Science Technopark and Teaching Industry. Laboratories standardized by ISO. Maiwa Breeding Center, Closed House and Animal Center, Unhas Hotel and Convention, Sport, Art, Culture Space Park, and other facilities that open for public. Unhas has long implemented Green Campus in its environment by maintaining green open space and become the city forest, which this is one of Unhas' role in actualizing green environment and reducing global warming. To support better educational services, Unhas is supported by quality and highly dedicated human resource. As of now, over 1,600 lecturers are teaching in Unhas. Among them are 256 professors, making it the institution with the highest numbers of professors in Indonesia. Besides, Unhas also employed 2,100 administration staff. Unhas' guidance in implementing the threefold missions of higher education is educational management with the main goal of acquiring knowledge and skills through a learning journey approach and to create learners who have the values of integrity, innovation, catalyst, and wisdom. Every year, Unhas accepts thousands of students from all levels and from various enrollment selections. As of today, more than 45,000 students are studying in Unhas, and they come from all regions of Indonesia. Unhas also opens its gates widely to international students. Aside from its role in education, Unhas also has become an excellent research and community service institution that is always improving its research plan and continuing to take part in international level. Unhas has always come up with new ideas and solutions by working with government institutions, private companies, and other stakeholders. The community service done by Unhas is always targeted to solve the problems in society with a wider spectrum in a sustainable manner. Unhas manages numerous community service schemes by referring to excellent programs. Other than that, in the research field, Unhas manages a lot of research and continuously optimize the research quality, increasing global competitiveness as well as to downstream the research results into innovation products. These research projects and community services are expected to result in intellectual property rights as a form of socially beneficial recognition of work quality and thinking skills. Hasanuddin University maintains collaboration and cooperation with various institutions in Indonesia and around the world to broaden its benefits. A number of collaborations have begun and have continued in the form of ongoing projects and programs. Unhas has over 45 national partnerships and over 88 global partnerships until 2022. This collaboration aims to promote the implementation of the Unhas visions and missions to become a world-class university. Unhas is increasing its quality and making various achievements, both nationally and globally. Hasanuddin University not only facilitates hard skills in academics, but also soft skills, interests, and talent. There are at least 40 student activities units in Unhas. Sports, arts, science, and other specific activities. These units exist have proven to be an excellent skill development medium. Many awards and achievements have been collected by Unhas students, either individually, in groups, or even unit-based, at the local, national, and global scale.
Our achievement and contribution are concerted effort on the part of the entire Unhas academic community. Hasanuddin University will always stand up for education and humanity, providing solutions for both the nation and the world. Moreover, Unhas welcomes diversity. Unhas pursues strategic moves, commits to challenging goals, and promotes innovation, breakthrough in science and technology, leading our academic community to become globally competitive scholars. With its value of integrity, innovation, catalyzing, and wisdom, Unhas will continue to provide local benefits and globally respected. Unhas stronger together.
Ladies and gentlemen, participants from the ASEAN countries, welcome to the Communique Webinar Series, the ASEAN Higher Education Conference 2023, organized by the Ministry of Education, Culture, Research and Technology, Republic of Indonesia, in collaboration with the Council of Rectors of the Indonesia State University and Universitas Padjadjaran. I am Arinisa, and it is my pleasure to be your master of ceremony that will guide you for today's webinar. Indonesia has the honor of serving as the chair of ASEAN for the 5th time. In 2023, the chairmanship of Indonesia in ASEAN adopts the theme of ASEAN Matters, Epicentrum of Growth. Indonesia will convene 10 Communique Webinar Series of the ASEAN Higher Education Conference 2023 with the general theme, Higher Education, a Catalyst for Growth. Today, we are going to open the Communique Webinar Series that is hosted by Universitas Hasanuddin. Located in Makassar, South Sulawesi, the main gate to the eastern part of Indonesia, with the vision of the Center of Excellence in Human Development, Science, Technology, Art, and Culture based on Indonesian Maritime Continent. Our vision is very much related to today's webinar theme, that is higher education and industry connectivity in ASEAN Maritime. Excellencies, distinguished guests, participants, ladies and gentlemen. Today's webinar session will be led by the moderator, Head of Study Center of Climate Change, Hasanuddin University. Please welcome Dr. Insinyur Muhammad Rijal Idrus, MSc.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the ASEAN Higher Education Conference hosted by Hasanuddin University. We are broadcasting live from the studio of Unhas TV in Tamalan Raya Campus, Makassar. Unhas TV, educating the world. We are now on the 8th edition out of 10 sessions that is being prepared as part of the Indonesia chairmanships for this year 2023, which brought the theme ASEAN Matters, Epicentrum of Growth. The theme that we are going to discuss today is about ASEAN higher education and industry connection in maritime industry. I would like to first welcome everyone who has joined us online. Roses are red, violets are blue. We take great pride in welcoming you, even though it's only through online. So those of you who join us online, either through Zoom or YouTube, I would like to remind you that if you are interested in getting certificate for attending this conference today, please fill up the attendance list that will be linked, and you just click the link on the chat box. Another thing that I would like to remind you is that if you have any question, please write it up in the chat box, Q&A box, available in Zoom, or if you join through YouTube, you can write it in the comment column. Ladies and gentlemen, the 10 country members of ASEAN, geographically located in the southeastern part of the ASEAN landmass. They are framed within the two oceans, the Indian Oceans and the Pacific Oceans. It's only matter that our DNA is consist of maritime life. So the theme today connect us really well with the geography where we are in. The theme today is ASEAN higher education and the industry connection, especially in maritime industry. Throughout this conference today, which will take around 1.5 hours, there will be 5 distinguished speakers. I have distinct honor and great pleasure to serve as the moderator for the conference today. The 5 speakers that are going to present their views and expertise are Dr. Nyoman Radiarta, His Excellency Professor Dr. Nyun Fai, Professor Dr. Maslan bin Abdul Ghaffar, Professor Dr. Insinyur Jamaluddin Jompa, MSc, who happened to be our host today, Director of Hasanuddin University, and Mr. Kenneth Chia from Singapore. Ladies and gentlemen, let's just start with our session by inviting the first speaker of the day, Professor Dr. Maslan bin Abdul Ghaffar. But before let him take the stage, allow me to read the CV of Professor Maslan. Professor Maslan currently serves as the Vice Chancellor of University Malaysia in Terengganu. His experience and expertise in climate change and resiliency in estuarine physics, biophysiology, and digestion in fish, dynamic energy budget in air-breathing fish, and fisheries science. He got his PhD through the Japan Society for Promotion of Science project, and since 2017 has been the Vice Chancellor of University Malaysia, Terengganu. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to invite Professor Maslan to take the stage. I can hear you.
Connectively, all right. The title given to me is Higher Education in Maritime Technology Research, Enhancing Quality Assurance. Okay, may I introduce our university first? University Malaysia Terengganu is one of the focus university in Malaysia. We call it Malaysian Focus University in the field of marine science and aquatic resources. We have around 1,800 staff. From that, only 612 actually academicians. 85% to 87% of our academic staff possesses PhD. And now UMT has been recognized globally in the field of in our niche area of marine science and aquatic resources that you can be portrayed by in the ranking and rating of the global. Okay, yeah, this is part of the recognition that UMT is and nationally. Okay, talking about higher education rules in maritime technology research, of course, maritime technology is very important niche area of UMT, and I would like to share our experience where the development and education in maritime studies in Malaysia, also the same as in ASEAN country, where has been, we are all maritime country. Malaysian with 8,000 kilometer stretch of the maritime coast, and of course, which is very, very important for this. And as the focus university, the main important thing for our core business is actually research, development, and teaching. So this is the thing that we stress. We always stress on our. Actually, education and training provide a specialized degree program such as maritime engineering, naval architecture, oceanography, and marine technology. So, as um, uh, maritime universities, we the should have the infrastructure that support the study. As you can see, you can see here, we have a simulator ship bridge, and then of course we have a research vessel on our own. Then of course so many cooperation between our neighboring countries and overseas that related to the maritime applications. Okay, and of course between the government agencies. Okay, and the popular program offered at UMT related to the maritime studies actually nautical science, and then the management of the maritime management studies and logistic studies. Where port and shipping industries are important, and of course related to the maritime research facilities, including wave tank and wind tunnel that very, very important for the simulation and modeling of the ocean, and of course the ship. Okay, so on top of that, the knowledge transfer technology, performing, for example, to support our Ministry of Higher Education, where the university should engage with the community closely. Okay, then of course UMT is very, very active, engaging the to translate the research finding to the communities. Okay, okay, and then of course so many publications that involve especially on the policy and regulation for the national use and practice produced by our academicians. And we also produce a skill or workforce for the maritime technology. That involve the cooperative industries supporting our students for their training and industrial training as well. Then strategies to enhance the quality of maritime higher education institutions. That most importantly, in terms of teaching, we should develop the curriculum very well based on the current knowledge, okay, that related to the maritime studies. So we have several programs for this. As I said before, we have a degree in management of maritime, degree in nautical sciences, nautical science and logistics, and also program in management operation, okay, for the logistics, okay, as well. And of course, postgraduate study, we also have a very unique continuum program as an integrated PhD, or we call it IPhD program, that also where the industry people, industry people can pursue their study at UMT through this program. Okay, right. Of course, industry partnership with UMT are very strong, where we have a special center. We call it a Malaysian Maritime Logistics and Transport Center, MARTREX, as the center of excellence at our university to manage and to expose in terms of the shipping data and logistic data, and of course with the industries and the students. Okay. And so many documents have been signed with the industry for this purpose. Okay, in terms of research and innovation, UMT also very actively involved in designing the prototype, for example, in order to replace the artisanal fisheries vessel. Then we try to invent a new concept of vessel in order to be more friendly in the coastal areas. And of course, nowadays we have a big problem everywhere in terms of the sea level rise and coastal erosion. So we also inventing the method that try to reduce or minimize the reduction or erosion of the coastline. Okay. So faculty and the institutes development. Of course, we have 5 faculties at UMT and 4 institutes, research institutes. And faculty and institute are working very closely together. Where, for example, we have 2 institutes that have been recognized by our Ministry of Education and the Center of Excellence. And the faculty more related closely to the maritime studies, actually Faculty of Maritime Studies. Okay, and this is the infrastructure that should have as a maritime university, where the bridge simulator are very important for them to experience the real situation using the simulators. Okay, and of course, through all the programs that we offer, actually has been accredited by the Malaysian Quality Assurance. Without this assurance, we cannot offer the program. Then, yeah, okay, and of course, as I said before, the international collaboration between our global partnership, our global collaborators. We have so many document signs already, and of course, we are looking forward to work very closely with the other ASEAN maritime university or agency in order, to share the experience and to learn where we lacking. So we are looking forward actually work more. I believe Indonesia have so many universities that involved in maritime and even very close to us actually, just next to I think Pulau Bintang, Tanjung Pinang, Umrah, if I'm not mistaken, University Maritime, Raja Ali. Okay. Then, of course, we are continuing our industry investment from time to time, and we try to strengthening the industry involvement at the universities. Of course, through our digitalization now, we make more simple and easier for the involvement of the agencies globally or international agencies and national agencies to be involved with the curriculum development and sharing of their experience and training center for our students at the agencies. So this is very, very important concept now through our digitalization of the higher education in Malaysia. Okay, through this, we continually improve through regularly review our program according to the industrial needs. And this is very, very important. Every 5 years, in fact, we recommend for the faculty to review the program accordingly, and of course must involve the industrial, the relevant industry for the program development, and of course the student development as well. Okay, I think we did that time given to me only 15 minutes. I make it much more shorter. So I'm very sorry because I have to catch my flight to Kuala Lumpur very soon. Actually, I didn't understand it. I thought that I just give 15 minutes and then we make a discussion. Maybe we can have another 5 to 10 minutes for the discussion after this. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Professor Maslan. I understand you are actually in a hurry to catch your flight. However, is it possible to respond to just one question? Yes, there is one question for you here.
From? Yeah.
Let me wait until it comes up on the screen.
I Nyoman too. Yeah. Hello?
Yes, can you hear me? The question is about what does the experiential learning, such as the internship and practical training, play in enhancing the quality of maritime technology education? Probably you can have some brief response to this question, please.
Yeah.
Yes, Prof. Maslan.
Okay, now, okay. Thank you for the question. Very good question. May I ask who asking this question?
I wasn't sure it is one of the question in
Okay,
Q&A
okay.
box.
All right. As I said, in maritime study that involve a lot the different of the industry and agencies that involve directly in the maritime in terms of aspect. Then UMT encouraging any agency or collaborators engage with the universities, and of course two ways actually win-win basis for our students to be exposed with them. So normally they will attach to the industry for between 3 to 4 months before they graduating, and during that time duration they were exposed by different kind of agency depending on where they go, and that's including the sea time hours, for example, for them to experience the sea time hours on board of the cargo ship, for example. Then, of course, after they complete their attachment training, they will come back to the campus for the examination that given by their head of the agency, and then they graduate after they finish all the industrial training. So the module development in terms of what they are doing at the agency is more important to me, because the university should look at the module, what the student will do when they are doing the industrial training at the agency. This is to ensure that every single student that attached to the industry will gain the knowledge and the experience, and of course this can help them to get a good job, or maybe they can straight away continue their job at the industry. Okay, this is the thing that we are trying to promote.
Thank you.
Of course, to invite the industry into the classroom, in fact, to that level, to give lectures to the students, where the students, where the lecturers or the invited personnel can share their knowledge from the industry to the classroom. So this is the thing that we are practicing now for the past 3-4 years already, where we call it industry in the classroom at UMC. Yeah.
Thank you, Prof. Maslan. Thank you for your response, especially for being able to share your time with us within your very tight schedule. We understand that you have to move on now to catch your flight. We wish you a safe flight.
Thank you, Prof. Maslan.
Yeah.
Thank you, Prof.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Okay, let's move on now.
And thank you for to Unhas for inviting me. Yeah.
Thank you, Prof.
You're welcome, Prof. Maslan, as always.
Okay, let's move on now. First, I would like to apologize on behalf of the committee for some changes that must happen this afternoon, especially in the lineup of our speakers. Some speakers apparently have to be away and have to catch their flight. So, for our second speaker, Professor Jamaluddin Jompa, right now is in China airport, just about to board his plane also. However, that shows that our globe now is becoming smaller because Professor Jamaluddin Jompa, being the rector of Hasanuddin University, is actually the host of this event. For those of you who is yet to know him, Professor Dr. Insinyur Jamaluddin Jompa, MSc, is an eminent researcher and distinguished scientist. He is now a Pew Fellows for Marine Conservation Project from the Pew Charitable Trust, who in 2019 won an award winner. He was the director of several Center for Research and Development. He served as the executive secretary of CORMAP project, and also he was the founder of Academy of Young Scientists, or in Indonesia we call ALMI. He is now the member of IP, Akademi Ilmu Pengetahuan Indonesia, and his daily job is to mind the management of Hasanuddin University, being the rector of the university. Without further ado, allow me to invite Professor JJ, as he is more known in Unhas, to take the stage. Prof. JJ, the stage is yours. Yes,
Hello.
Prof. JJ, you are on.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you clearly.
Okay. Thank you so much, my colleagues, all the delegation from Asian country, students and researchers, industries. First of all, I would like to say welcome as a host, although I'm away physically, but I think we all know this world now is connected virtually, so we can always welcome everybody wherever you are. And I'm now here in Shanghai. It's about to leave to Beijing, but I think it is my commitment to spare time to also welcome and present some of this idea of higher education and industry connectivity. Indeed, it is, as Prof. Maslan mentioned, the role of higher education needs to be improved in this issue on how to connect the industry and also higher education. The reason why, because we would like to really make this region, Asian region, to be a centrum of growth. and there is no such growth in any area, in any region, without science, innovation, and technology. And we all know that the science, innovation, and technology, of course, need to be driven by human resources, by R&D, and that's actually one of the tasks of the university to be able to play this role. So I think this is the challenge faced by our region, Asian country, in prepare the future of these high-skilled workers, more competitive workers, and especially competing with the other part of the globe. So the challenge the higher education face to the next century, to maybe 2045, 2030, as we all know, consisting of at least 5 aspects. First one is access and equity. We all know that Asian is supposed to be a Southeast Asia country that need to work together, and we need to ensure that we can help each other. And this, I think, the challenge that we face, because some of our university are already at a very high level, they're world-class university, but some others are still struggling on how to improve the quality of the university. And I think this is need to be improved to share in terms of to grow this region together. Of course, the regional integration is one of the key to make sure that the higher education system in this region needs to be improved to enable mobility between students, exchange staff, and also research, and maybe develop a joint degree in the future. But of course, we need to improve our curriculum development together. And I think with the era of digitalization, I think this is the time for us to work together better. We don't need to be too worried about place that we live in the different countries. And I think although we are not too far away, but at least with the digitalization of education, I think we can improve the number of cooperation among Asian countries. Next slide, please. We all face, I think those who have been all over the world realize that we have challenge in terms of brain drain. The high quality people of our alumni in many of these Asian countries actually mostly, or many of them actually find a better place in terms of improving their life quality, income. That's why they tend to move to developed country. And I think this is not very good for the Asian region to be able to make sure that this area is at the center of growth. We don't want to have this brain drain. And I think the topic of this topic for AHEC today, the higher education and Israel connection, is, I think, one of the key issues that we need to resolve together. We also still have a problem in quality and relevance. Many of these countries in Asia, I think including Indonesia, we realize this is so important to be able to connect directly or strongly the relevance of the quality of higher education and also the need of the industry. However, we still have some issue on mismatch. And I think we can learn together. We can learn from our partners, for example, from Singapore. The university in Singapore has been able to really work together with the industry nicely in better way of developing curriculum and improving the matching between the need of the industry and also the development of the curriculum. The last but not least, for the issue, I think really the partnership with the industry needs to be improved, because this is one of the key that we can work together in terms of aiming for competitive, better competitiveness between Asian region, for example, with the European region, American region, and so on. So I think this is the area that hopefully the industry can also help providing some support for the, especially for the university, to enable the local university to work together. Of course, this is not very easy. We realize this is a very high challenge. It's not easy, but I think the university at the moment, many of us has realized this, and university also has conducted effort in improving the quality of research, applied research, and connected to the need of the industry. Next slide, please. Although traditional way is still being the main activity at the moment, for example, internship that we conducted to the industry, staff training, study program development together, including the curriculum, and maybe join R&D. I'm now actually in one of the office of the industry in Shanghai, and this is one of very good example actually they are doing, because they need the R&D to be able to produce a high quality and competitive product. And I think I realized that this is why they have very strong industry now growing very fast, because they utilize high quality research, and we do hope the Asian university can work together, learning from each other, best lesson learned to enable the industry, especially we support the industry to be more competitive in not only for developing the economy, for the local economy or economic the region, but also for global competition. Of course, we have challenge as usual, but I think the university now, as we all know, the Indonesian university, especially, we have developed Science Park. This is just an example of many universities in Indonesia, including Unhas. We also have our ministerial program, which is very strategic in connecting the industry through KDRECA, which is a matching fund between university and also local partners, including international partners. And university has been also encouraged, push will be to enable the university to create more startup, including business incubation. Next slide. Just in maritime issue, I think just like in other issues, we do have a lot of examples. The R&D results can improve the quality, especially for high quality or high tech aquaculture, for example, how to utilize the existing technology and develop new technology to enable the better aquaculture, especially for the high precision aquaculture in the future. Next please. Don't have time to explain most of this, but in conclusion, for this one is that the role of university, the human resources working together with the R&D, I think it is the time for us to really connect the needs of the local economy, the local industry, to enable them really work efficiently, effectively, so we can improve the quality of the production and also the quality of economy to enable to improve their prosperity. Many innovation, I think, has been produced by university, but we still need to have a better link to the industry. And this is a challenge, but we cannot just stop from here. We do hope that there's a two-side directions movement, both from university side and also industrial side. And for now on, let's use this symposium events to really starting to, for all of us, realize we need each other. We cannot really solve the problem alone, and I think this is the time, and this is the purpose of the symposium that conducted by the Forum for Higher Education in Indonesia. The next slide, please. Many other examples. I think the Unhas has done just three of them. Next slide. For example, we do have a high quality laboratory, Ocean Technology Laboratory at the Faculty of Engineering at Hasanuddin University. And I think it's the time for industry also to come to see our laboratory, and also our friends at the Faculty of Engineering to really provide solution for some of the challenges that are being faced by industry. Next one, please. And for the future energy, as we know that all the part of the world has struggled to find a new what we call renewable energy, and I think this is the mechanism that we need to be able to put the university innovations to be able to create ideas and solution for sustainable energy, especially for marine, both tidal energy or current energy, and so on. Next slide, please. We also have developed some of this wind-based energy, and I think not only in marine but also on the land. Next slide. Wave energy in the coastal area, I think one of the also very potential. We are not really utilizing this at the moment, but I think again, when the world facing climate change in a very serious way, there is no way we can continue doing business as usual. So we need to have a better alternative energy for energy transition. Next slide. So this is my last slide, I think one of the four last. So we do have some issues to resolve together. The first one is we do realize we have different priorities among institutions, between university and also between and among industry. So let's make fine tuning how and improve the communications in order to really working together and focusing on solving some problems together. We also problem in funding, and I think funding is a common problem, but I think with working together we can resolve some of these issues. Also, the lack of trust. Sometimes the industry actually do not feel comfortable, or really do not believe that they can have solution from a university. I think we do take this as a criticism for improving, and I promise for Hasan University, and I think all universities in the world, especially in the Asian country, that all the presidents will really try their best to be able to improve the trust and work together with the industry to against this is our common problem, but also we can resolve the problem together. So the communication against are the key, as I mentioned, and through this kind of symposium and also maybe meetings, we hope that both parties, both sides, and every one of us will really find the best way for everybody. And cultural differences is inevitable, but this is something is not really serious if we know that we have a corporate culture that we can understand each other. Maybe the industry wanted to be much more practical, where the university needs to be more innovative, slow, and also rigorous, and so on. But I think we can always find a way to resolve this issue. So I think that's all my presentation. The key for all of these are actually human resources. So let's work together, the Asian university, Asian industry, Asian society. Let's work together to develop our capacity in improving human resources. Let's exchange our next generation university and also industry to be able to really create a much better future for this region. Thanks for your attention. I really apologize for this what you call, I'm not sure whether you can hear me very well, but I'm now here in the middle of other people's country, but I think we try our best to find a place for me to speak. I do hope that you can understand. I'm speaking quite fast because I'm also catching flight. Thanks again, and I wish everyone good condition, good health, and let's be productive for our future. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and have a good day.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Prof. JJ, for a very explaining, informative, but brief and concise presentation. I wonder if you still have some time for question, although I understand, just like Prof.
Yes.
Yeah, you have to run to catch your flight, but here comes up already a question. How do higher education institutions ensure that their research outputs and findings are disseminated effectively to foster international collaboration and mobility in the maritime technology domain? Do you have some response to it?
Yes. I think this is fundamental question that, as I mentioned, research is the nature of the university to do because that's one of the tasks, and also that's one of the KPI for university and for individual researchers And I think that's the nature of the academic community, to always find a problem to provide solution through a research question and publication. And I think the publication really means to be able to explain in much more scientific way, understandable way, and the better publication, actually, the more people can access our research. I know the challenge is that maybe some of the country cannot access this high quality publication, but I do believe that through this communication, we can always, share the knowledge, share the results through a mechanism of cooperation. So I encourage all universities to, in this rooms, not only between Indonesian university, but also within Asian country university, to open the opportunity to really exchange staff, exchange visit, to be able to improve the communication, to disseminate the results, so we don't really do or repeat the same, just like reinventing the wheel. So by doing so, I think this is the best opportunity for us to see, to help each other in developing, to fill each other's gap. And I think that dissemination mechanism through seminars, symposium, exchange staff, and also joint research, joint publication, joint supervision, I think that's a much better dissemination process, much more friendly as a brother and sisters, and like friendly, rather than just a formal dissemination through best scientific journal. It is important to also perform a best scientific journal orientations, but we also need to have this more traditional Asian countries connection to be able to share in a much more what we call a friendly but productive way, especially in sharing resources and maybe sharing experience and helping each other in developing the capacities.
Thank you very much, Prof. JJ, for responding to that question. Just wondering, you are now in which airport?
We actually in Shanghai.
Shanghai Airport. And you're about ready to fly to Beijing, probably?
Thank you, Pak Rizal. Thanks. Yes, you are about to go to Beijing. Actually, President Jokowi tomorrow will be also in Beijing, I think. But I'm not joining him. But we will do another activity there.
Yes. Hopefully you can see him. If not, then you both are. We wish you all well. However, last thing I would like to report to you, being the rector of Hasanuddin University, the host of this conference today. Our viewers right now through Zoom, there are around 800 people. Together, some people in YouTube. So I think this is, people realize this is an important conference. So thank you very much, Prof. JJ, for your time, and we wish you safe flight. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's continue with our third distinguished speakers among our lineup today. The next speaker is Dr. Inyoman Radiarta, the Chairman of Agency for Marine and Fisheries Research and Human Resources. His brief profile will be up on your screen. And allow me also to read it to you. So, Dr. Radiarta got his BSc in Fisheries Science IPB, MSc in GIS from AIT Bangkok, and PhD in Fisheries Science in Hokkaido University, Japan. Before assuming his responsibility right now at the Ministry of Marine and Fisheries Affairs, he has served quite a long list of responsibilities and as well as successful in executing them. And right now, Dr. Inyoman Radiarta is the chairman of Agency for Marine and Fisheries Research and Human Resources. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to invite Dr. Radiarta to take the stage.
Thank you, Dr. Rizal. Did you hear my voice?
Yes, we can hear you very well.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera, Om Swastiastu. Blessing upon us all and good afternoon to everybody. His Excellency Secretary General of ASEAN, Mr. Kao Kim Hon. Bapak Nadiem Anwar Makarim, Minister of Education, Culture, Research, and Technology of Indonesia. Rector of Padjadjaran University, the Committee of the ASEAN Higher Education Conference 2023. Rector of Hasanuddin University, the host of this conference. Majelis Rektor Perguruan Tinggi Negeri Indonesia, dear colleagues and friends from ASEAN and Indonesian Ministry and Organization. Honorable Speaker, Moderator, participants, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Inyoman Radiarta. I am the chairman of the Agency for Marine and Fisheries Extension and Human Resource Development, Ministry of Marine Affairs and Fisheries of Indonesia. On behalf of Ministry of Marine Affairs and Fisheries, Republic of Indonesia, Bapak Sakti Wahyu Trenggono, I would like to thank to the ASEAN and the Minister of Education, Culture, Research, and Technology of Indonesia for inviting us to this conference. Bapak Trenggono would really love to be here in person, but there is an occasion that has been scheduled in advance for him. And also, I have a pleasure to deliver on his behalf a keynote speech on the perspective and strategies of Ministry of Marine Affairs and Fisheries in the government role in linking and matching of industry and higher education to advance the maritime sector. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to draw your attention to the potential of marine and fisheries resource in Indonesia. Indonesia has a population of 275 million people living on more than 17,000 islands with 6.8 million square kilometers of ocean and over 100,000 kilometers of coastline. In this addition to producing about 12.1 million tons of fish, Indonesia Sea has the world's largest coral reef, seagrass, and mangrove ecosystem. The growth of world population is putting environmental and economic pressure on the world marine and fisheries resources. Every coastal country faces the same challenge of meeting the food and economic need of society in the midst of declining resources. In response, the Ministry of Marine Affairs and Fisheries of Indonesia is implementing the Blue Economic Policy based on the principle of balancing and prosperity of the people, economic and social development of nation in the sustainability of marine and fisheries resources for the future. Our Minister Bapak Sakti Wahyu Trenggono stated that the Blue Economic Program actively and equitably manages the abundant natural resources to become healthier, safer, more resilient, and productive by focusing on ecological and economic understanding of marine and space activity. In implementing the blue economy, our minister have five priority program, namely expanding protected area with the target about 30% of Indonesian water to conserve and increase fish population and maintaining carbon sequestration function. The second, maintains the sustainability of fish resources, increase regional economic growth, and improve the welfare of fishermen through quota-based capture fisheries to expand and improve the quality of protected area in 6 fisheries zones. The third is maintain the carrying capacity of the environmental through sustainable fish farming in marine, coastal, and inland aquaculture for the welfare of the community and also to increase fisheries production for export and domestic market. Aquaculture activity will focus on high-value fisheries products such as shrimp, crab, lobster, and seaweed. The fourth is the marine spatial planning to protect coastal and marine ecosystem. All activity use the marine space must be consistent with the allocation of marine space, carrying capacity, and prevention of impact. The last, Love the Ocean Month or Bulan Cinta Laut, a program where fishermen do not fish for 1 month a year. Fishing activity are replaced by garbage collection, and the garbage collected will be rewarded according to the lowest fish price per kilogram. In addition, the collected debris or garbage will be further processed by the local community to create more economic value. This program is expected to help Indonesia achieve in the goal of reducing marine debris by 70% by 2030. These 5 programs are supported by strengthening the competitiveness of marine and fisheries products, supported by improving quality to increase domestic consumption and export, strengthening integrated marine and fisheries resource monitoring using satellite technology, and importantly, increasing the capacity of human resource for marine and fisheries business development. Next slide, please. Ladies and gentlemen, speaking the ASEAN connectivity in the implementing of the key action adopted from the Master Plan of ASEAN Connectivity 2025, the Ministry of Marine Affairs and Fisheries will support the vision of creating a network of people and infrastructure to improve the way we live, work, and travel. One of the 5 key areas, people mobility, is closely linked to our program on Human Resource Development Program, establishing vocational training program and common qualification, as well as supporting higher education exchange. The Ministry of Marine Affairs and Fisheries, through the Agency of Marine and Fisheries Extension and Human Resource Development, is eager to work together with ASEAN, the Ministry of Education, Culture, Research and Technology of Indonesia, and University to develop a friendly relation and mutually beneficial dialogue, cooperation, and partnership with the country and sub-regional, regional, and the world. The Agency of Marine and Fisheries Extension Human Resource Development, next slide please, has a policy on marine and fisheries vocational education. We believe that the state should be exist in providing more opportunities for the children of major marine and fisheries actors, improving the quality learning with the teaching factory approach in the marine and fisheries sector, developing student competency certification system, developing entrepreneurship interest for marine and fisheries students, improving the quality of applied research, and organizing community services in fisheries thematic villages, enhancing cooperation in education with other institutions, and lastly, developing of marine and fisheries educational institutions. The implementation of marine and fisheries vocational education is based on the 5 HEIC framework. We as the government, with the media, academia, community, and industry, will hand to hand and create excellent human resource for the achievement and prosperous marine and fisheries community. With academic, we create a sister program, a partnership with university to develop a specific study program that strengthens the capacity of students to fall in with the business world or industry. The synergy between campus and industry create a curriculum that meet with the industry need in terms of internship and practices. The research and innovation of vocational education will be disseminated to the community through the media, and the community will be the beneficiary of vocational education and can be give feedback on the curriculum, participant in operational of vocational education, and the other rules. The 5 HEIC implementation of Marine and Fisheries Vocational School. Next slide, please. The ministry operate 11 Marine and Fisheries Polytechnic and also 70 outstation established from Aceh to Sorong, as shown in this map, with the Polytechnic AUP in Jakarta as the main campus, with the educational system practices in Polytechnic as a practice about 70% and theory 30% curriculum, character building, on-campus industry or teaching factory, internship in the industry, entrepreneurship monitoring, blended learning, and a boarding school. We want to build a smart maritime ecosystem where we will step into the classroom with the approach to develop excellent character and personality, skill competency, entrepreneurial spirit, also adaptation to society and business world. In the past 5 years, we have graduated about 11,678 students, with later more than 6,000 work in the domestic industry, 1,000 in the overseas industry, and have their other business. Next slide, please. In order to standardize the quality and vocational education, to realize the equitable distribution of children of the major marine and fisheries sector in obtaining educational opportunities and to achieve more efficient institutional management, we are in progress to transform our marine and fisheries vocational education from 11 marine and fisheries polytechnic into 1 Ocean Institute of Indonesia. We start the initiation of Ocean Institute of Indonesia with centralized student admission of the year 2023. Next slide, please. At the Polytechnic AUP Jakarta for the selection of the students, mainly students of marine and fisheries sectors, were announced and opening in May 2023 and has 2 steps of selection, namely administration selection, also academic, physics, and health assessment, interview, also a psychologist test. Finally, we have about 2,280 students ready to enroll in the academic year of 2023-2024 out of 5,847 applicants, with the composition gender about 60% of the men, 67% of the men, and 33% women. Mostly came from the children of fishermen and fish farmers. To strengthen the link between campus and industry, we invite more than 200 participants from industry, Ministry of Marine Affairs and Fisheries itself, other institutions, government, and educational institutions to teach the students and share the knowledge as expert and non-permanent lecture. We are expanding our network and improving the quality of our vocational education with support of 278 current partnerships and under 183 operations that have currently been reapplied for and are under discussion to be extended. For example, the partnership with Indonesia Association of Blue Crab Business, the National Agency for Placement and Protection of Indonesian Workers, Ocean Press, the Government of Jakarta, and of course the Ministry of Education, Culture, Research, and Technology. Ladies and gentlemen, and the participants of the workshop, we prepare our graduates to have excellent skill to be ready to work in marine and fisheries industry. Through the specific curriculum, thanks to the partnership with many elements, we equipped the student with a certification according to their program. We provide them with the certification of competency in fishing, such as Uncaptain 1, Uncaptain 2, basic safety training, medical first aid, seafarer with the designated security duty, crisis management, and human behavior, advanced firefighting, and the security awareness training. Other than fishing, there are also certificate competency in fisheries machinery, aquaculture, fish product processing, resource management, and conservation, marine engineering, fisheries extension, and up to marine ecotourism, which include scuba diving, with the international license also evaluator and technician of ecosystem approach of fisheries management or AIFM and conservation area management. The certificate of competency obtained by the graduate is not only applicable to the domestic industry but also recognized overseas. We have noticed that more than 1,000 of our graduates, next slide please, are working in fishing vessels in Japan and Korea. Next slide please. Others are working in machinery, fish processing, mariculture, trade, and ecotourism in the United States, Panama, Peru, Argentina, Portugal, Saudi Arabia, Taiwan, East Africa, Timor-Leste, Australia, and other ASEAN countries. Next slide, please. Finally, in order to monitor the operation of marine and fisheries vocational education, we developed an educational dashboard on the agency command center, integrated human resource intelligence platform. We are able to see the movement of activity and educational unit, student admission, student, alumni, lecturer, teaching staff, and infrastructure. We are also building the application of ALATAR, which includes student profile that are integrated with the admission application and academic feature that help student and faculty monitor academic progress. In addition, there is an internship feature that makes it easy to students to get access to internship information and an entrepreneurship feature that help the student to develop their entrepreneurial spirit, and an alumni feature that make it easy to track and develop alumni in various fields of business and industry. Next slide, please. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, for Indonesia, the blue economy is the future. We believe that the opportunity and the sustainable management of our ocean will taking care of our people, providing them with a prosperity and economic equality are wide open. Our commitment to build excellent marine human resource for the blue economy can achieve through marine and fisheries vocational education. Our programs are already on the track to bring out the best competitiveness of the students, the children of major marine and fisheries actors in Indonesia. Furthermore, we will strengthen the Asian community through practice of internationalization and mobility student or staff, student exchange, research collaboration, and regional scholarship. This conference is such an important meeting where we come together to share the same passion and commitment for the future of our ocean and our human resource. I hope that from here we can work together to invite the government, academic stakeholder into the synergies partnership to realize ASEAN Connectivity 2025. Thank you very much. I am wishing you all well. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Om Santi 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 Om.
Thank you very much, Pak Nyoman, for your presentation. Thank you for allowing us to listen to your perspective from government perspective. I understand that at least there has been twice you come to our campus in Makassar, Unhas campus. And this time, through webinar, again, you are willing to share your time out of your hectic schedule to present the government perspective. Thank you very much, Pak Nyoman. And I hope you still have some time to respond to at least one question from our audience. It is now up on the screen about the government's role in connecting academia. What are the challenges government faces in effectively connecting academia and the maritime industry, and how are they being addressed?
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Rizal. I think in one of my slides, I mentioned about the 5 HEIC program. So how we connect it between the government, between the media, academic, and practices in the industry. So first is we try to gathering all the information from that potential resources to come to our campus to share their experience, what their perspective, how they see our development of human resource through vocational education. So based on that, we try to adopt into our curriculum. So hopefully that through that 5 HEIC program, so our alumni can be adopted or accepted work into the industry. So we concern about link and match between the academia through vocational institution with the industry. So that's why we create that 5 HEIC program. So not only enhancing the curriculum, enhancing the capacity, but also how we doing research together with all that the partnership in the academia, industry, media, or other representative government. Dr. Rizal.
Thank you very much, Pak Nyoman, for responding to that question. There are a few more questions, but unfortunately, we don't have enough time to delve into them. Allow me also to tell our distinguished participants that if you have some more questions, you are welcome to directly connect into the committee or directing your question to the right person. You can get their contact through the committee. Pak Nyoman, thank you very much for your time this afternoon.
Thank you, Dr. Rizal. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, let's continue. We are in an exciting moment during this conference. We already heard 3 eminent people to present us with their views as part of the distinguished speakers. Now we come to the 4th speakers. The 4th speaker will be Mr. Kenneth Chia, joining us from Singapore. He is the Managing Director of the Seafood Company Private Limited. His short profile is up on the screen right now. He is the Managing Director of the Seafood Company. Before, he was managing a group of other companies like Millennia Farm, Seiko Group Indonesia, Seiko Manufacturing Private Limited, and Nippon Asia Shokuhin Private Limited. Mr. Kenneth Chia got his Bachelor of Commerce in Finance in the University of Melbourne, Australia, and currently he is actively involved in some organization, including being the Secretary of the Seafood Industries Association of Singapore and founding member of the Ramanian Chamber of Commerce Singapore Board of Directors. Without further ado, allow me to invite Mr. Kenneth Chia to join us and present his perspective. Ken, the stage is yours.
Thank you. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. It's certainly an honor to be here today. I have learned a fair bit from the previous few commentators. So my topic today is the role of maritime industry to increase student opportunities. So I look at this from 2 points of view. One is the current maritime industry, local Indonesia and the world at large what kind of opportunities are there for future graduating students, and at the same time, what is needed from the student point of view to be of good value add to all the industries. Perhaps I think I will start off with how I see the current Indonesian industry. For my company, I've been actively trading, and doing farming over in Indonesia for the past near to 20 years. I deal with soft shell crabs farming. I trade a fair bit of products out from Indonesia to the rest of the world, to Europe, to China, to Southeast Asia as well. So if I were to share from my own industry perspective, I would really think future graduating students, what they can actually contribute to the future organizations that they work in. Two things. One, from the hard skills. Okay, so as you all know, I do more trade, so I will focus more on the interactions with the outside community. That means the importers, the regulators overseas. So the way I see it, okay, for future graduates when they are serving in their future organizations, some of the things that I feel they should really know, okay, obviously are the standards and certifications. From my perspective, for the past 20 years, so much has changed. I think the schools certainly need to work with the industry to understand what are the latest changes, and so that when they start to work in organizations, they can help. So the basic things like the ISO, BRC, HACCP, halal, even halal to different countries, sometimes the needs are different. Okay, and then at the same time, something that they must be equipped with, of course, cold chain management, the understanding the fisheries landing, how to improve the quality, help the companies to ensure quality, right? And then beyond that, some of the things that they need to understand is about sustainability as well. So different countries around the world are at different stage of sustainability requirements. Some countries are lagging behind. They don't have a lot of requirements. Some countries, on the other hand, have a huge demand. So, the future students, when they graduate, they must be aware of these things and be able to value add the companies that they work in. And at the same time, in future, to work with the government as well to build a better ecosystem. From my perspective, at the moment, it's quite tough to buy sustainable, it's quite tough to buy products with good sustainable labels. Okay, it's not that the companies or the fishery is not sustainable, but at the moment are lacking in certifications. So some of the markets we don't have, we have good products, but we can't sell. Okay, then beyond the hard skills, okay, for the students, I would really encourage for them to pick a few countries that they might like, understand their culture, perhaps even to pick up another language beyond your national language and English, perhaps one more. Okay, because to be honest, I see many other countries now, their students are picking up already 3 languages. It's quite scary. even for people like us, we cannot catch up anymore. Okay, so I see just now Professor Jombak, he was sharing quite a few things, things like continuous improvements, his fear of brain drain, good talents leaving a country, mismatch of students, curriculum and actual needs in the world. So really, these are very real things, and especially on the topic of brain drain. It's true that good talents are moving out of the country. Even in Singapore, the good ones will travel overseas. But then the good thing is, I mean, some of them do come back. So when they come back, they can really come back with a lot of knowledge and help develop the local ecosystem as well. Okay. Yeah. So I think today this is the gist of the things I want to share. there's a lot of things has been covered by the previous speakers, so I won't repeat myself. And if you have questions, feel free to ask me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Ken, for having your thought with us. I'm wondering if you still have some time to respond to some questions. We have some questions.
Sure, I'll try my best.
All right, thank you. The question should be up on your screen right now. And the question is, how do you see the opportunities of the maritime industry to participate in curriculum development and ensure that educational programs align with the evolving needs of the sector? Please, Ken.
Okay, I think the answer is pretty obvious. It's actually critical. So the maritime industry, at the end of the day, all the future students who graduate, many of them will be employed in the industry itself. So I guess the question is about whether the maritime industry you're referring to your local country, or to have inputs and ideas from overseas as well. And at the same time, I think both are necessary. Indonesia has so much resources. There's so much export opportunity. So I would say, to start off with working with the leading exporting companies and leading farmers to understand what they truly need, and at the same time to work with international communities to understand what the needs and changes are. I mean, for me, for the past 20 years, I really do see a huge change, even from what the companies are offering, the younger staff who are starting to talk to me, and yeah, they are quite impressive already, really.
Yeah, and the changes is taking place always and forever. So
Yes.
yeah, we need some strategy to address that. What do you think?
Right. Maybe if I can just share a bit further. I mean, just from my own perspective, is, for example, right now I have my company in Indonesia. So whenever I can, I will ask my staff, I will transfer them back to Singapore to work with me, because of my own government regulations. I can only have them with me for 6 months. But when they come to Singapore, I will do my best to train them up, so that when I send them back to Indonesia, they can understand the international perspective much better, understand our company culture much better, and they really integrate very well with my company. So we have this annual program. We will try to do our best to send 2 or 3 people back to Singapore, and yeah. If I don't see a lot of that happening at the moment, if that can be more common, so as part of the education, put them overseas, really throw the students overseas, give them more opportunities. And I think they'll come back with a lot of different perspectives.
Thank you. I think you're right. Getting people to be more broadening their vision will help them to understand much more better the problems that they are realized.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ken.
Thank you.
Although rather brief, but I think your presentation offers some insightful and interesting perspective. Thank you very much for your time, Ken.
Thank you.
Okay, let's continue. We are toward the end of our conference today. by presenting the fifth speaker, the last but not least, His Excellency Professor Dr. Nhu Phai from the Union Minister from Myanmar, and he is currently Union Minister for Education, Republic of the Union of Myanmar. His short profile should be up on your screen right now. Allow me to read a bit of it. He got his MSc in Botany from University in Yangon and PhD in Applied Microbiology from Hokkaido University in Japan. He's been tutor, lecturer, and then become a professor in the Department of Botany. And right now, he is the Union Minister for Education, the Republic of the Union of Myanmar. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to invite His Excellency Professor Dr. Nhu Phai to take over the stage.
A very good afternoon to Your Excellency, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. First and foremost, I would like to express my sincere thanks to the Minister of Education, Culture, Research and Technology of the Republic of Indonesia for inviting me to deliver a keynote speech. I would also like to acknowledge each and every one of you for taking the time out of your tight schedule to attend today's webinar. This keynote speech aims to explore the role of government in connecting academia and industry in digitizing maritime sector 4.0. As you all know, the maritime industry is crucial for global trade and economic growth, as it provides cost-effective transportation for heavy goods. Approximately 90% of the world goods are transported by sea. Beyond trade, maritime activity contribute to our understanding of the world's ocean and marine life. What's more, maritime transport facilitates tourism and cultural exchange programs. In this regard, for a sustainable environment and the well-being of our ocean, we need to reduce greenhouse gas emission and develop more fuel-efficient vessels. Actually, it is necessary to apply digital technologies to enhance maritime protection and security efforts significantly. Accordingly, the future of the maritime industry calls for the development of skilled experts for its challenges. Although educational institutions, research centers, and universities play an important role, the involvement of the government is essential in ensuring the industry advancement. So, how can academia, government and industry connect? In the industry advancement, government can break the gap between academia and industry, provide funding and grant, encourage partnership between academia and industry, adopt policy and regulation, work with academia and industry to develop curricula, promote technical and vocational education. One way the government can foster collaboration is by creating platforms that connect academia, industry, and government. These platforms facilitate the sharing of knowledge, expertise, and digital practice. Similarly, governments can offer financial support and grants to university and research institutes for research and innovation projects to respond to real-world challenges in the maritime industry. In addition, the government can encourage and facilitate partnership between academic institutions and industry stakeholders. Especially, government can support initiatives that facilitate technology transfer and the commercialization of academic results. Now, before we move forward, I would like to share information about the Meritage University in Myanmar, established in 2002. It is a prominent institution under the Ministry of Transportation and Communication, specializing in maritime education. The university fosters partnership between academia and industry and support the job opportunity. Additionally, the Ministry of Education has implemented the transformation initiative, one of which is the school industry partnership. This initiative involves organizing school industry partnership committee in all regions and states, and the supporting local centers in implementing projects with industry. According to our main topics, governments can adopt policy and regulation that foster the growth of innovation and collaboration between academics and industry. The government can also create industry advisory boards and innovate the maritime ecosystem. Another important role play of government is to develop relevant and up-to-date curricula that upgrade the skills needed for the jobs. This is to say, incorporating industry-relevant topics into practical training and internship programs that provide students with real work experience. Additionally, governments can support the development of vocational and technical education programs that fill the industry skill gaps. The collaboration between governments, educational institutions, and industry contributes to a skilled workforce, economic growth, and employment opportunity in the maritime sector. Thus, let me point out that the role of government in connecting academia and industry is crucial for achieving sustainable growth, promoting innovation, and enhancing competition. Here, as we explore the key role of government, we have an opportunity to foster a flourishing maritime sector that drives economic prosperity, sustain environmental development, and improve global connectivity. I wish you every success. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Your Excellency, Professor Dr. Nguyen Phai from Myanmar. Thank you for taking time with us and present us with your perspective. Unfortunately, His Excellency cannot be joining us for question and answer. So this time, I guess we've gone through all 5 speakers. On behalf of the committee and the host at Hasanuddin University, allow me to extend our sincerest appreciation for sharing the time as well as their perspective and expertise with us, the distinguished speakers, starting from Professor Dr. Maslan bin Abdul Ghaffar, and then Professor Jamaluddin Jompa, Dr. Nyoman Radiarte, Mr. Ken Chua, and His Excellency Professor Nguyen Phai. All those 5 speakers again has point of view where the ASEAN need to improve and work harder to increase the quality of our human resources. There are a lot more work to do, but in terms of talking about marine science and technology, allow me also to quote one saying. In Indonesian, we say, nenek moyangku orang pelaut, which you can also see here on my background. It is the relief from the Candi Borobudur, which was built in the 750 AD, which just shows us that the people in Nusantara in the area of Southeast Asia, the area between the two big oceans, Indian Oceans and Pacific Oceans. It is within their DNA to be living with sea and to be alive with maritime culture. Nenek moyangku orang pelaut means our forefathers were seafarers. So the message that we can take from this conference today, we have some take-home point presented by the speakers. All 5 speakers were talking about improving our future generations, improving the quality of connection between higher education and the industry. Professor JJ, for example, expect that the increasing cooperation with industry will help us to increase the quality of the product as well as improve the quality of our life. So does Prof. Maslan. Prof. Maslan intends to promote the work from university through a better career of their alumni in the industry. And the statement from the Ministry of Marine Affairs from Indonesia, the government prepare Polytechnic in such a way that the preparation of competencies needed in the field of marine and fisheries can be achieved through good education, and it will increase the competitive edge of our students. Ken from Singapore also emphasized the importance of being broad vision and having more complex skills in facing the future. All in all, we hope that all this can be achieved through increased cooperation among ASEAN countries. We hope through those cooperation among ASEAN countries, not only that we can protect our marine resources together or improve the technology to utilize the sea around us, but also to prepare a good future, an excellent quality of life for our next generation. So far, those are some take-home points that we can take from this conference this afternoon. Thank you very much once again for your involvement, for attending this conference, although online, through Zoom, through YouTube. On behalf of the committee, I would like to extend appreciation and sincere respect to all our eminent speakers today, and also especially to all our participants, which at one point today achieved 830. However, some of you probably, especially in the eastern part of Indonesia, right now is already Maghrib time, so we can understand if some of you have already left. However, those of you who still stay with us, we would like to thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Back to Yuyun. Thank you.
as we announce the lucky winner of our door prizes. Congratulations to winner number 1, Abdul Karim, winner number 2, Nur Aini, and winner number 3, Marlon. The organizing committee will be in touch with you shortly to provide all the necessary details regarding the delivery of your prizes. And now let us take a moment to acknowledge and thank the organizing team and everyone involved behind the scene for the hard work and dedication. Please take a note that the e-certificate will be sent to both the registered participants and attendees of the webinar, and it will be sent within 3 working days after this webinar. Before we close this wonderful webinar session, we would like to share some exciting news with you. Mark your calendar for the 9th ASEAN Higher Education Conference. Scheduled will take place on Wednesday, 2nd of August, and the host will be announced soon with the theme Food Security and Sovereignty. And get ready, from June until August, we are proud to present a diverse range of events as part of the AHEC 2023 that you won't want to miss. Thank you all once again for joining this ASEC 2023, and we hope this webinar has provided valuable insights and inspired new ideas on the higher education and industry connectivity in ASEAN Maritime Sector. Good afternoon and have a wonderful day.